Chainsaw Man. You love it, you hate it, so let's talk about it. But you know, Chainsaw Man is written by Tatsuki Fujimoto, who is an up-and-coming, brilliant mangaka. His most notable works is the manga Fire Punch and the two fantastic one-shots, Goodbye Eri and Look Back. Look Back just recently got printed by Viz, and it is fantastic. I will be doing a video soon about it. Chainsaw Man is the story of Denji, and he is an orphan boy who's living on his own. It's a world full of devils, which are beings created by either the fear or some form of psychological manifestation of different objects. There's everything from a tomato devil to the war devil to the gun devil to the chicken devil, everything in between. And he is down in his luck. He's had to sell body parts to pay off a debt, and he's really struggling. He's really poor, but he just dreams of having a girlfriend. And one day he ends up merging with the Chainsaw Devil and becoming the hero Chainsaw Man. And it is such a wacky, sometimes disturbing series. There were parts that I was just not a huge fan of. Overall, this is a very interesting story. These first 11 volumes right here are only the first part of the series. The series is currently still ongoing on Jump Plus with part 2. And part 2 is just as crazy as part 1, although so far I like it a lot better. So here in this next part, I'm going to talk about the different arcs inside of part 1 of Chainsaw Man. Volumes 1 through 3, I would say cover the first part of the introduction arc of the manga, with volume 1, the first half of volume 1 being Denji's introduction. And look at this amazing cover right here. Denji on the side, and then Denji with a little collar around him, and that's kind of a reference to him being kind of a dog to Makima, but it's very weird when you're trying to explain stuff sometimes. But it is rated teen plus for older teens. It is not the most, it is inappropriate at many parts, and it's definitely not for kids at all, but it's still pretty good. And yeah, so the second half of volume 1 and the first half of volume 2 covers the introduction of Power, and who is the Blood Devil Fiend. And she is interesting. She can create weapons out of blood, essentially. I forget what all what all entails with that, but yeah, she's pretty cool. And then her connections to the Bat Devil and Chainsaw Man beating the Bat Devil. And then the second half of volume 2 and the first half of volume 3 cover a group of characters and Power and Chainsaw Man getting trapped in a hotel, and they're having to beat off a devil. And the character on the cover, what is her name? I forget. It's Himeno. She's interesting. This has the weirdest part of the manga. And honestly, this is the volume that almost turned me off of the series, not gonna lie. It was because there's a scene where she actually attempts to kiss Denji, but she's extremely drunk and ends up vomiting in his mouth, and it's disgusting, and it's really gross. Yeah, I decided to keep trying, and yeah, it's an interesting series. It's a very weird series. So let's get on to arc number 2. So the second main arc in Chainsaw Man consists of the second half of volume 3 through volume 5, and that is essentially the Sword Devil arc. So essentially what is happening, some assassins are coming to take Denji's heart, and they kill off most of Division 4, which is the group that Denji is with. And essentially he's trying to defend himself. He's a pretty important character. Aki Hayakawa, but most people call him Aki. He's a fan favorite. I think he's okay. I think Denji's more interesting. That's volume 4. And then volume 5 is the final fight between the Sword Devil and the Chainsaw Devil, which that is such an amazing cover as well. Volume 5 is great. I also believe that Volume 5 is where Season 1 of the anime will end off, from what I've heard, which makes sense. About 5 volumes is generally that's doable. It makes sense from what we've seen from the anime. So probably we'll get Season 2 will be Volume 6 through 11, and then Season 3 probably will not come out for a long time while Part 2 is finishing up. So yeah, that's Sword Devil arc. Let's get on to the next one. This next arc, I kind of mix 2 different devils in for the name of this arc. It'd be the Bomb and Gun Devil arc, because the first chunk of the story kind of revolves around the Bomb Devil, and then also a group of assassins that are trying to kill Denji. A lot of people trying to kill Denji. A lot of it's because he's the Chainsaw Man, and there's some... and the Chainsaw Man is very valuable because of some plot points later on in the series. And then the group of assassins are obviously trying to kill him, and they're very interesting people. There's a lot of weird... It gets kind of weird in this section, a lot more than it has already. But here is Volume 6, is probably the most inappropriate cover for kids, I guess. And she is the Bomb Devil, yeah, who is trying to kill Denji. And then here is Volume 7 with some of the people that are trying to kill Denji. And then Volume 7 is Chainsaw Man versus the Bomb Devil. And I believe she has a connection to Aki. Yeah, and some of his... He starts getting some interesting character moments, and then it kind of culminates in Volume 9 with the Gun Devil and the Gun Devil versus Aki. And it's a kind of sad volume, I'm not gonna lie. These last 2 volumes comprise the finale of Chainsaw Man Part 1 with a surprise villain, and I won't say who because, of course, spoilers. I've already spoiled a lot of the series already, but mostly in trying to summarize the series because it's very complicated. But yeah, we got Makima, who is essentially Denji's boss, and she is interesting. She's very manipulative, to say the least. And then finally we have Chainsaw Man Volume 11 with Denji finishing up his connections with, him just kind of moving on from his previous, life, I guess. Because a lot of the characters that he had met up with before are now dead. And so he's having to move on. And yeah, it's... Part 2 of Chainsaw Man is very interesting. And it'll be a while before we get to see it animated, but yeah. The first season of Chainsaw Man will cover probably the first volumes 1 through 5, and I'm already going to call it here that it's going to be somewhat controversial due to some of its content, mostly on Twitter. I think overall it's going to be a really amazing ride and a very crazy anime. I'm really excited for when it drops on October 11th. I believe it's either 11th or 12th, and it's just going to be amazing, and I can't wait to experience it alongside all of you guys. So please check out some of my other videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.